It's a major winter storm getting ready to slam the Bluegrass State once again. Anything from flooding rains to heavy snow on the way to where you live. We'll break it all down for you just ahead.
It's already been a long winter for road crews. See how they're getting ready for this latest snowstorm. Also ahead, Kentucky's final road game of the regular season is tonight in Athens, Georgia. The undefeated Cats going for their 30th win. WKYT's Rob Bromley counts down to game time.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Here we go again, another winter storm taking aim at the Bluegrass. But you wouldn't know it this afternoon. You're looking live at Triangle Park in downtown Lexington, where it's 56 degrees right now. This time tomorrow, though, we could have snow, sleet, and rain. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking it all on First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, it's been a well-telegraphed storm, Jennifer, from the past week and change. We've been following it, and now here we are getting into the middle of the week. Yes, we flipped the calendar to March. Someone forgot to tell Mother Nature she's still in February mode. Winter storm warning is out for all the counties that are shaded in pink. That includes the Lexington area. Still a winter storm watch into eastern Kentucky, though I suspect that is getting ready to be upgraded. Just waiting on that to come from the Weather Service at any moment, though most of the area under that winter storm warning for the potential for significant sleet and snow accumulations. A swath of close to 10, if not more inches showing up across the area I've shaded in pink here. That's an 8 to 14-inch swath of sleet and snow accumulations as we go into especially Wednesday night and Thursday morning. That 14 would be I think the absolute max on this. A lot of areas will be closer to 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12 inches. Farther south that we go, we'll see more in the way of some sleet beginning to mix in. That'll knock those totals down, especially along the Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia border counties. So your winter storm breakdown as we go into tomorrow, heavy rain and flooding before we get that switch over to sleet and snow. Then it is heavy sleet and snow increasing as we go into tomorrow night. Significant accumulations likely, and then heavy snow I think sticks around into Thursday as bitterly cold air moves in. Something we can't shortchange, Jennifer, out ahead of the winter storm, the potential for high water. The entire area is under a flood watch through Wednesday. This is a multifaceted storm that is likely to bring shutdown, sleet, and snow accumulations before all is said and done to much of the region.
We'll check back in with Chris in about 15 minutes. Now, just a few weeks after the record-breaking storm that hit Kentucky, cities are getting ready for this latest round. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray says after a short break from clearing the roads from the storm that hit on President's Day, the Streets and Roads Department crews say they're ready for what's ahead.
Well, I guess there's a level of fatigue and exhaustion, but our guys are, they got a little bit of relief, which I appreciate, and now ready to be back on duty when it's required.
Mayor Gray talks more about the city's preparations on WKYT News at 6. Road crews in southern Kentucky are getting ready to head out in case the roads become slick. WKYT's Mike Linden shows us how they're preparing to treat the roads in Pulaski County. He continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
While there's only a few weeks left in winter, regional road departments are gearing up for yet another blast of winter weather.
We've had a big storm that just took about everything we had a couple weeks ago, and now it looks like we're ready for round two, and we're excited about it, excited about the challenge, and looking forward to getting out here and doing our best again.
Kelly says all 32 drivers on staff will work 16-hour shifts to clean and clear the more than 2,000 roads in Pulaski County. Officials say this winter reminds them of 1998.
It's comparable. It's one of the worst winters that I've dealt with since I've been here.
Turner recently brought in more salt and gravel to prepare for the active weather.
We've got a plan put in place that we go by. I mean, we deal with it every day. Whatever we get that day, we deal with it.
Officials say they're counting the days until the end of the season.
Just ready for spring. I'd rather be mowing grass than plowing snow, so we're looking forward to that.
In Pulaski County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Supervisors tell us crews have gone through 100 tons of salt and gravel on average each time they treat the roads. With more bad weather on the way in Powell County, some people are still without water after the last winter storm. County leaders say leaking and broken pipes are keeping them from restoring water service. Hatton Creek and Paint Lick both have their water service reduced or cut off. We'll have an update from Powell County on WKYT News at 6. The undefeated Kentucky Wildcats are 2 wins away from a perfect regular season. Their final road game is tonight against Georgia. Rob Bromley has your official UK station's Big Blue coverage. And Rob, this is a big game.
Well, it is, Jennifer. If the Cats win tonight at Georgia, 30 straight wins without a loss, and they will be just 1 win away from a perfect season. John Calipari expecting a tough game. Coming down the stretch of the season, Calipari hasn't been practicing his team as long, but he has been scrimmaging. That's an advantage, but there is some risk involved.
We'll scrimmage 10 minutes. It's scared because Willie got hit in the mouth before the Arkansas game. We're scrimmaging. And one of the guys hit him in the mouth. I thought he was going to have to get stitches, walked off the court. That's why you don't scrimmage. But the other side of it is what our advantage is our edge, that we're able to do that, and no other team in the country has that. They can practice, but not against what we're practicing against.
Georgia and Kentucky tonight in Athens, 9 o'clock tip-off. The game is on ESPN. Lee K. Howard is in Athens for tonight's game. He will join us, Jennifer, coming up at 5.
Thanks, Robin. The Cats wrap up the regular season Saturday against Florida. UK seniors Todd Lanter, Brian Long, and Sam Malone will be honored before the game. Our reporters are busy working on other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is at the live desk with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. A man accused of sexually abusing a child headed to court earlier today. William Hyatt pled not guilty to charges out of Harrison County. He's also charged with sexual abuse in Fayette County. State police say the abuse happened 35 years ago when the child was 12. We'll tell you when Hyatt is scheduled to be back in court coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. A man and woman are at UK hospital after being shot last night in Laurel County. The sheriff's office says that 47-year-old Pamela Newcomb was shot in the stomach at a home on Hazel Patch Road. Police say a second victim, Ricky Eversole, showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the shoulder. Police are not exactly sure what happened, but they say an argument led to an exchange of gunfire. We'll have an update on the investigation on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. And Lexington's Government Center is closed again today because of an electrical fire. Sunday night's fire started in the parking garage behind the building on Main Street. The city had hoped to reopen the building today, but Mayor Jim Gray's office says contractors are still installing the new wiring. You'll hear from the mayor about the progress coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is thanking the United States and President Barack Obama for helping Israel and warning of the threat that Iran poses to Israel's survival. His speech to Congress today came as the U.S. and other Western nations engaged in negotiations with Iran to curb its nuclear program. Netanyahu says he regrets that his speech is being seen as political. He says he has a profound obligation to speak about the danger from Iran, and all efforts must be made to keep it from developing a nuclear weapon. Hillary Clinton is under fire today. The former U.S. Secretary of State might have violated federal records laws by using a personal email account for official business and not regularly turning over the emails. Don Champion has the latest.
Hillary Clinton was always on the go as Secretary of State, but 2 years after leaving the post, it's what she did behind the scenes that's raising eyebrows. Clinton did not have a government email account and conducted all of her official business using a personal email address during her 4 years at the State Department. According to a New York Times report, Clinton aides failed to routinely preserve and turn over her emails for collection, a move that may have violated federal records laws.
It was a very constructive session.
Clinton served as Secretary of State from 2009 to 2013. The Times quotes a former director at the National Archives and Records Administration as calling her personal email use unusual, saying it should only have been used in an emergency. Clinton did recently turn over thousands of emails from her private account, but only after aides reviewed them and picked which ones to turn over.
Wow, what an amazing crowd!
Clinton is widely considered the frontrunner for next year's Democratic presidential nomination. In a tweet, Jeb Bush, a likely 2016 Republican contender, called for her unclassified emails to be released. A Clinton aide maintains the former secretary complied with the, quote, letter and spirit of the rules. The State Department says current Secretary John Kerry is the first person in the position to rely primarily on a standard government email account. Don Champion for CBS News, New York.
The State Department also says the agency is in the process of updating records and policies to bring them in line with the National Archives, including regularly archiving all of Secretary Kerry's emails to make sure that they're capturing all federal records.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
A down day on Wall Street after a record day yesterday. The Dow dropped 85 points to close at 18,203. The Nasdaq fell 28 and the S&P 10. The Better Business Bureau is out with its list of industries that get the most customer complaints. Meg Oliver takes a look at who made the list.
23-year-old Ashley Grimes walks or takes public transportation. The only car she's ever owned turned out to be a lemon.
I had a leak in my steering wheel fluid, in my line. I had to replace the whole line.
Ashley spent $1,500 on her used car, but had to cough up $5,000 on repairs.
I had to junk it.
She's not alone. The Better Business Bureau is out with its annual list of consumer complaints. Among the top offenders, auto dealers.
Think high-pressure sales tactics, think misleading advertising, or just consumers not understanding what they're reading.
So I contacted the business because we haven't heard from them yet.
Anthony Alley at the BBB fields close to 80 complaints a day. Some of the most common range from cell phones and cable companies to banks.
And how angry are some of these consumers?
They're pretty angry, of course, very angry. Consider that, there were situations where they're spending their hard-earned money trying to just get whether service or product.
The BBB logs nearly 1 million consumer complaints a year. In 2014, complaints were actually down 5%, but inquiries about businesses jumped 25%, which means more people investigated companies before doing business with them.
Which is great news because it means to us that consumers are asking questions, they're doing their homework.
They'll have to follow up.
A little homework goes a long way for Anthony and consumers like Ashley. Meg Oliver for CBS News, New York.
Before making a purchase or choosing a service, the BBB recommends visiting their website, bbb.org. It has more than 4.5 million companies listed. Credit cards may be getting more secure, but it will cost retailers. Credit card companies are rolling out new technology, requiring shoppers to use cards with computer chips. Retailers have to upgrade their payment terminals to accept the new format. That's expected to cost more than $8.5 billion. The deadline for the changeover is October. Breakfast for dinner, you can get a stack of pancakes, all for a great cause. Deanne Stevens is out and about today. She joins us from IHOP in Lexington with more. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys, from IHOP, where we've got free pancakes for everybody. You made your TV debut? Say hello.
Hey.
Hi. They just wanted to say hi. Is it? Listen, we're delivering pancakes today free. You better pass those on. You got a bathing suit to get in for Miss America. Here at IHOP, Mindy is with us, and this is a great day to celebrate not only the pancake, but the Kentucky Children's Hospital. Tell us about National Pancake Day.
What we do is from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. today, we give away free pancakes, and all we ask is that you make a donation to the Children's Miracle Network.
This has been a huge success over the years, raising thousands of dollars for the Kentucky.
We've actually raised about $16 million nationwide.
Thousands, millions, nationwide. You have Kentucky Children's Hospital they benefit greatly from this. Talk a bit about that and how so many people come out to support them.
They do. It's very awesome to find out that how many people in our IHOP family and the families around here have really been impacted by that hospital.
All right. Well, you can come out until 10 o'clock tonight, and you might even see some beauties like these two. We have Alex Frankie, Miss Kentucky Teen, Ramsey Carpenter, Miss Kentucky. You guys have been out here all day. Have you had any pancakes yet?
I had a bite of pancakes earlier, but we got here really early. We pulled in the parking lot around 5:15 this morning. We'll be here off and on throughout the day, the rest of the day, just here for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, especially the Kentucky Children's Hospital here in Lexington.
Isn't it so neat to see the support of folks who come out not only to enjoy the pancakes, obviously, but to support the hospital.
Absolutely. These kinds of events are so neat because people are making a simple, easy donation to kids that they don't even know and kids they've never even met, and they're part of something bigger just by coming and eating breakfast here. So that's the thing I love about these Children's Miracle Network events.
Breakfast is what's for dinner tonight. Oh, we've already passed our pancakes on. You all can dig into those now, by the way. We'll get you some more, and we'll get you some too. Come on out to IHOP until 10 o'clock tonight for your free pancakes. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A new study finds both low and high intensity workouts help with weight loss, but only more intense ones help fight diabetes. Canadian researchers divided 300 obese people into two groups. One did short, high impact exercise 5 times a week. The others did less strenuous physical activity. All participants showed smaller waistlines, but only the high intensity group also lowered their glucose levels. There's more evidence drinking coffee can help your heart. Research in the British Medical Journal shows people who drank 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day had less calcium buildup around their arteries than those who drank fewer than 3 cups a day. Calcium buildup increases the risk of blood clots. But too much coffee isn't good either. People who drank more than 5 cups had the highest levels of calcium buildup. There's now a way to manage your tech gadgets and not clutter up the room. IKEA says it's launching a new range of furniture that will charge your smartphones and tablets wirelessly. The collection features an array of bedside tables and lamps with built-in charging spots and will be available at IKEA's U.S. stores starting in April. A sweeter spin on the classic Oreo is taking the cookie from black and white to pink and blue. Nabisco says it's launching a cotton candy flavored cookie, but won't say when. The company had not planned to announce the new product, but photos were leaked on Instagram. Nabisco says it is not happy and is working to track down the source of the cookie leak.